Right. So, what was... Right. I had a different topic to discuss that was not the news topic.
Right, because we want to keep this going on for another... How long have we been going? Hour and 11 minutes.
Right. So we'll make.
We're gonna keep this going.
We'll make this one quick. So okay, with the original one was engineered honeybee gut bacteria trick attackers into self-destructing. Pretty self-explanatory. So mites and stuff that attack honeybees. When they bite into it, the gut bacteria has been genetically modified to then attack the attacker.
Attack the mite and then self-destruct.
Yeah, and no, it causes the mite to self-destruct.
Oh.
But what I want to talk is. So I had this realization, Dave, because it is Valentine's Day. And I was thinking about dating and how meta it is as a human. Like, think about it this way. So, like, when I was in high school, I never liked the concept of talking. Talking to a girl.
What?
No, let me explain.
I don't think I understand.
In the stage of relationship before you start dating, before your boyfriend and girlfriend, where you just talk, you just text each other, you flirt in class, that thing. Or if you're at work, you flirt at work. That. I was never a fan of that. But the more and more I get into life, the more I realized it was a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
So... But when you're talking, it's like, I'm interested in this. But see, here's the weird part about talking. You're interested in this girl. You're talking back and forth. You have conversations. You flirt. Whatever. Everything's great. Dating, and you're like, I'm interested in this girl. Then you start dating them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, literally the only difference is you're physical. You hold hands, or you go out on dates by yourself, and it's more thing. But when you start dating, now it's like, okay, I'm interested in this girl. But I always hear people like, oh, we'll see where this goes,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, it's like the first day. You don't want to think, oh, we're probably gonna get married. We should think about marriage. No, you don't do it the first day. But you're dating. That's the whole point. The end game is marriage. The whole point of dating is to get to marriage. So it's self-aware in the fact that,
I mean, that's how you look at it.
It feels weirdly self-aware, doesn't it? Or am I just crazy?
I mean, you can look at it that way. I mean, do you look at dating as, like, just meeting someone to just hang out? Or do you think of dating as, like, an actual, like, just, like, you're actually, like, socially interacting with someone for the purpose of a long-term relationship? Because, like, if you just meet some girl at a coffee shop, just hang out and have a good time, does that still fit your criteria of, like...
No, because
Because you don't really care about the end game of marriage with that person. You just like, enjoy their company.
Well, no, because
we don't see it going anywhere.
I went out to movies with, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
You know her.
Exactly.
We went out to see Endgame, and I don't think we saw Infinity War, but we saw a few movies together. But
if you don't have any intention of marrying her, you're saying you can't call that a date.
No. Yes. Because, okay, then every single interaction you have with the girl then is a date.
So
just you two.
So you're saying you can only call it a date if it has some long-term goal?
I would think so. Because otherwise, why are you doing this? What is the point here? Yeah, you're going to find out about it, but that was the point of the talking phase.
Just having a good time.
The talking phase was determining whether you wanted to get physical with this person or not. Sure, you can do it. You can have sex, have sex, get coffee together just for the hell of it. Mm-hmm. Friends with benefits, whatever, do that.
You just can't call it a date.
You can't call that dating because you're just having sex and...
So what would you call it?
Friends with benefits.
No. What do you call... So dating is like the event that takes place. What do you call the event that takes place? Just hanging out and just having coffee or whatever.
Two friends hanging out.
That's too long. Like, one word.
Well, we have to
social
make up
interaction.
social interaction. That's 2 words.
It's shorter than whatever.
How
you
is two friends hanging out shorter than social interactions?
Two friends hanging out.
We sound like a bunch of
4
nerds debating something we have literally no experience in. Oh wait, we don't. Actually, hold on. How many dates have you been on in your life?
By your definition of date, 0.
Wow. I have at least been on a few.
Oh, really? So these all have some long-term.
That's what I had in mind.
But she didn't have that in mind. See, I think if you're dating, you both have to be on the same page that we want this to go somewhere.
Okay. So
I think if I'm going to go along with your definition
right
of
now,
calling it a long-term thing, you both have to be on the same page.
Right. Well, okay. So
because if you never talk to her again, it's not a date.
So the first one, back when I was 16, and when I got pulled over for running that stop sign.
Yeah.
That one, I was curious to see where this could go. We were friends in high school. I figured, hell, let's try this. Okay. I got pulled over. She moved away. I lost all interest.
Sure.
That one, I'll call it a date because we called it a date.
Okay.
I again though in high school though I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was looking for, what defined what. In high school these were very rough for me. I didn't have things defined.
See, it almost seems that by your definition, you can't call something a date until like after the fact. Like you it's like in the beginning you just kind of hang out, you have a good time or whatever. And then you hang out a little bit more. Once you start calling yourself boyfriend and girlfriend, that means that you have some sort of long-term goal in mind. And then you can say our first interaction was our first date.
Have you never listened to guys and girls when they're like, do we start calling ourselves boyfriend and girlfriend now? Have you never listened to that conversation, how that goes?
I've never been in that situation.
No. You never heard that conversation go down, though, before, have you? I guess considering all your friends are single.
With the exception of TV? No.
So, no, that's an actual interaction. And then you ask them, so when was your first date? Well, then they both look at each other like, well, what qualifies as a first date? And they go talk back and forth, and they try and figure out what point would be a first date. Mm-hmm. It's the same concept.
But see, I actually had a friend who said he's been dating this girl the other day for like 6 years or whatever. He said it'll be 6 years next Thursday. I'm like, wow.
Why doesn't he propose?
Hang on. I don't really want to go into that on camera. Anyways, so it's this girl that he's been dating for like 6 years or whatever. He said, yeah, it'll be like 6 years next Thursday. And I'm like, holy crap! You remember the actual day like that you had your first day? I'm like, I don't know if I can remember the first day. He said, well, and like he said, it wasn't even their first date. It was when he asked her out.
Yes, we've discussed this. We've had this conversation.
Yeah. So you start counting from when you ask her out, not from when you actually go out.
But that's what they defined.
Yeah. So it's all like how they define it, because like,
which is what the whole.
Because like, what if you like set something up, but it doesn't happen for like 2 months? That means if there's a 2-month gap when you said, "Yeah, let's go out," and when you actually do go out, you're still counting that 2 months as a period of dating.
I can't even think on that time scale for dating for any reason, because I can tell a girl, "Hey, you know what? I can tell you know her.
Yeah.
I can movie girl. I can tell her that, hey, Black Widow comes out such date. Let's go that week or whatever to go see Black Widow together."
And then something pops up and she can't go.
But see the concept. But am I asking her out on it? But like, see, also I can see her before then. I can talk to her every day. We just had this engagement to let's go to Black Widow, and per se we start dating after that or whatever, or is that? But like, but that spawns a relationship after that. I can't see me asking her, "Hey, do you want to see Black Widow when it comes out?" A month before, or like sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, so we're gonna go see the new so like when we saw, I think we saw Captain Marvel together. I'm like, so we're gonna see Endgame together, right? She's like, yeah, totally. And so we did, but that was months later.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we were to start dating there,
Yeah.
it's like the concept in a relationship where, like, if you're just into a relationship and you want to make, and so you say you both like concerts. I don't like concerts, so I won't get in this situation. But concert tickets go on sale next week.
Okay.
And the concert is in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't want to make plans with her 6 months in advance, or like RSVP for a wedding when you're older, and it's like, oh, RSVP for one guest, and show up and she's not there. But that's more of an introvert thinking, showing up and you don't have another person, so they paid for this extra dish that they didn't need to. But in reality,
I mean,
who
what's
really
one
gives a
extra dish?
But in reality, who really gives a crap?
Yeah.
If the bride and groom really care that much, I wouldn't be friends with them anyways.
Yeah, and I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, do you run out of food that quickly? Like,
Yes.
one person showing up unexpected
Well, I don't
changes
know about
everything.
that. But like, you do run out of food at weddings quickly sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's very expensive.
But that's
to
usually
cater
at the
weddings.
end after everyone's already had like their first and second dish.
right?
Because
But
everyone's like, "Oh, look, there's still food left. I'm gonna go keep snacking."
but like, say if it's fish or something, that could be a $20 meal per plate.
Yeah, I suppose.
Although if you're having fish at a wedding, let me just tell you this: you've got some deep pockets already. What's an extra $20? You're already probably spending tens of thousands of dollars on a wedding, which is just absurd.
That's how much weddings typically. Do you know how much a wedding actually costs?
Oh, I am well aware.
Yeah,
My-
that's how much the
but-
average wedding
but
probably is.
As an economist here, Phil, and whatever girl I end up with, she should know that's not
That
what
she's
I want.
paying for the wedding.
All the women that watch this, which is zero, if there are any women watching this, are probably raging in the comments right now, like, "Oh my gosh, can you believe what he just said about weddings? Blah blah blah. He doesn't know how women work. Can you believe these two? They don't know how freaking women work." Yes, because we've never gone on dates because women don't find us attractive. We've already listened to the Tinder conversations.
I believe you should just maybe you should just like let the women decide when you're dating. Yeah, you go
That's
out, you
usually
go
what
you out,
happens.
you hang out, you know, you have a nice time, and then
That's
eventually one day she'll bring it up. So like, are we dating now?
That's usually what happens.
And then that's when you just have to say yeah. If you say no, well then you're done.
Why would you say no? Unless you just want to remain friends with this girl.
Exactly.
Why would you say no?
I don't know.
Maybe
Maybe you weren't interested.
Well, yes. 'cause
Maybe you want to keep yourself open on the market.
I hate those kinds of guys. It's like, listen, if a girl, I mean, I guess if she doesn't, yeah, it's weird. It's a weird gray area there. Because if she doesn't check all the boxes, but she checks enough of them, like to where you were already contemplating it, why? I guess maybe it's because I'm just desperate as hell at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's my desperate mind thinking, why would you just jump at that opportunity? But maybe there's something else there.
Yeah.
Like, I think we need to apply. I think once we get into relationships, I want to start applying math and science
Well,
and standardization
what?
to answer these questions we have.
To analyze your relationship.
Yes,
Oh my God.
because I talked to my friend. We had this. My roommate.
You're gonna overthink everything, and then she's gonna leave you.
Hold on. My one roommate, not Rondo and not Rooster, the other one. We had this conversation.
Rondo and
Talk-
Rooster.
No, we're not bringing that. Rondo.
Rondo and Rooster.
Rooster. Library.
Continue.
Anyways, well, we already got inside jokes for the podcast. That's great.
Yeah.
Anyways, where was I? Right. So we
We're
were
talking about
talking.
Rondo and Rooster.
and
Rondo
we were
and
like,
Rooster.
He's talking about how when he's drunk, he seems like a, let's call him a Chad.
Chad.
A fraternity dude.
Okay.
But when he's sober, he says, I don't seem like that. And so he's like, what do you think? And I'm like, well, let's put this on a scale here.
Mm-hmm.
And so I write up so I'm like in my head coming up with a scale and like comparing him to like our other roommates when they're drunk, when they're not drunk, and
Okay.
taking into all the accounts what defines a fraternity, dude.
Okay.
And he's like, this is a very interesting way of thinking about this. I'm like, I'm a very analytical person, so thinking about this is right up my alley. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying analyzing this and coming up with a system for determining how fraternity bro you are.
Okay. Yeah. And
That's-
where did he fit on the spectrum?
I'm very low. He's very high when he's drunk.
He's very high. What are the criteria of very high?
Well, again, though, I didn't have any defined criteria. This was all
What?
my opinion.
So it's all based off of opinion.
But again, though, we can standardize it, though.
Okay.
We can make metrics. We can make criteria. Which reminds me of my Skill 101 class. Skill 108 or whatever the hell it was called. Where we...
Making a matrix?
we made criteria and that kind of stuff for solving problems.
Yeah.
Like, say, a pond is being polluted. What are the best options? What are some things related to these options? How do they relate? What are the criteria? It's just reminding me of that, and it makes me... And there's like, we're going to teach you how to think critically. And I'm like, you're talking to one of the most analytical thinkers at these probably in this class.
Yeah, but I mean, you can definitely take it way too far. If you
Oh,
start
way
analyzing a relationship, I mean...
But it would simplify so many things.
Would it?
If
What
you
if
could
just-
put a number on it, perfect.
No, you just enjoy it and go with the flow.
I like
Be glad that you're in a relationship.
I mean,
Don't try to get yourself out of one.
okay, but whatever girl I'm dating, she's gonna know that I'm very analytical and I like to put numbers to things.
I don't think in the beginning she will.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna be like, hey, babe, or like, hey, whatever her name is. So, where do you think our compatibility ratio is? She'll be like, what? I'm like, our compatibility ratio, based off of our interests and
1 to
likes.
0, and she walks out.
No. Oh, no. I mean, we could do a 1 to 0 ratio. Obviously, ratios
You have
are
all the
No,
interest,
no.
and she and he-
Ratios aren't full numbers, so it would be a 1 to 0. It would be a 0 to 1. Are we a 0.9? Are we a 0.6? Are we 0.1?
we are 0, and she walks out.
But anyways, what's our compatibility ratio? Are we a 1? A perfect, which is impossible. Should be like, that's when she instantly just goes like, really?
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 Really? It's not possible for us to get a 1? And that's when she walks out, is when you say that. That's when you say there's a 1, which is
Not possible, ever.
statistically impossible, but for you, babe, I'll make an exception. That's when she walks out. That's the moment where she walks out and says, you know what, we're a 0.
You've gone way too far.
But you can't just be like, yeah, what's our compatibility ratio? Hey, what do you think our kiss to hug index is? What's our handshake? What's our hand holding compatibility score?
Sounds like something you find on BuzzFeed.
Except theirs is based off of nothing. Ours would be based off hard, cold statistics
Yes.
and math. Theirs is just, you know,
Oh, math.
what
What type of math are you doing? Other than just counting up the amount of times you hold hands.
how long?
Oh my god. What, you're gonna stand there like, oh, she held me for 5.7 seconds?
Gotta write that down.
Add
add that to the index.
You pull out a pad of paper. Hang on, I gotta something.
I'm gonna add this to the index. She's just like, bruh.
She grabs your hand like, wait, hang on, I need some stopwatch.
Gotta add this to the index.
She lets go to go point at something like, oh, give me a second, I need to write this
Oh,
down.
hold up. Gotta write that down.
She gives you a hug. Start the stopwatch. Stop.
Index. Oh, it's moving beyond a hug.
Or-
okay. Gotta
Well,
add
they
that to
gotta
the index.
take your protractor and take into account of like how her hands were grabbing around around
Yes,
you.
yes.
Was
Turn
she grabbing
around, turn
around the waist or around the
Yes.
neck?
Turn around. Show me your back. Okay, folks. We
Did
can
her
determine.
hands slowly start sliding down
So, okay,
here?
where does a girl put her hands on you? Okay, is she like a freshman girl in high school where her hands meet right about in this area, right behind your neck? You know,
Or do they stop
Or
dropping down more near the...
or is she like in your armpits because she's, I don't know, stupid? I don't know. Or maybe you're just into that. You got your hands in her armpits.
or are they starting to drip down below the waistline?
That is the hand job index. That's a different type of
hand
situation.
job index.
This is definitely not child friendly at this point.
No longer.
That is the hand job index. Yes. The hand job ratio. Oh my god.
Yo, you just now got on. You just now got on. How long did that take you? How long did that take you?
No, I said the hand job index, and I'm like, well, the hand job ratio sounds a lot better.
Yes, but the instant you said hand job, I already started thinking that way, and then it took you like another 15 seconds till you finally caught on.
No. The ratio between hand jobs to blow jobs. I think we've gone.
And then you got to take into account how long was it and how satisfying was it.
Well, no, okay.
Hold
on. Length would go based off of how long you last, which is a whole different metric and system of probabilities that honestly we don't have time to get into today.
But see, how long you last depends on a whole other load of factors.
That's what I just said.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I zoned out.
That's why you're like, well, how long a blowjob or a hand job lasts? And I'm like, well, that would be based off of your criteria, not hers. Although I think her criteria could affect it. Although, if we get her to have enough blowjobs and hand jobs with enough men, and then we can average out the noise, from guys lasting longer than other ones, we can figure out where she would sit on the average line. Now, most girls might sit on there, but there could be a statistic anomaly to where we could see girls better at it than others. It's the same concept of determining what woman in the world has the perfect face. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
We're just applying it.
I think it's
to
more of a
sex.
personal preference.
Well,
when it comes to the perfect face.
Well, okay, whatever. No, but mathematically there is a perfect face based off symmetry.
Yeah.
We can apply that same type of thinking to sex.
There is a perfect sex. That's what you're saying?
The sex, yes.
Like it cannot get any better. Like you have literally reached your peak.
No, remember, you can't have 100%.
Okay, but if you're still peaking at 99%,
if you have a person who can give you the 99.99% sex, no matter who they have sex with, that would be a sex doll. That'd be a sex robot.
No, I don't think it'd be a robot, because I think a robot would put some sort of satisfaction factor that would decline at the experience.
Android.
Yeah, no, I think doing it with a robot would have some sort of declination factor in the satisfaction.
Well, we can write that out.
You can't write that out.
That data can be written out because you can figure out a guy's dissatisfaction to robot data versus using multiple different robots, and then you can figure out, okay, that's what his number is. We can then take his number out of that in that's data when he has sex with the robot. Yeah. Then you can determine what are these sentences we're saying. We can then determine how effective the robot is.
Yes.
Once we take that factor out. And some guys might not even have that factor at all, so it'd be a perfect number. And some guys might be into it more than others. Again, we'll have to take that number out to get the noise out and get closer to the 100%, that 99.
Does it count as cheating to do it with a robot?
Depends on the robot and depends on the woman you ask. Most women would probably say yes.
Yes.
But if you ask me, I'd say, well, actually, no, yes. Actually, no, it's cheating, period. I wouldn't want my girl having sex with a robot, and you know what? I don't think she'd want me having sex with a robot. Now, a three-way with a robot, not a male robot, my girlfriend and
does it matter how much of the robot is there? Like, does a dildo not count? That's cheating.
So masturbation.
Basically. Because I think it has to do with what she's fantasizing about.
Yes, we've had this discussion before. About what determines gay.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's kind of gay to hold your dick.
Yeah.
I can say that. That's fine, right? Can I say that? You think I can say that?
I don't know. I bet you can. What's one time?
We have had the F word slip before, and I never
I
fixed
think
it.
crotch is probably a better term.
Oh, well, your genitals.
It's okay to have your hand down there.
Holding your genitals is kind of gay. Alright? And then stroking your genitals, that's even more gay. But, in the context of you're masturbating to, say, an attractive woman or whatever...
Then it's different.
Then it's somehow it's not gay anymore.
But it's cheating if you're not thinking about your significant other.
I would think so. Now, does this mean...
So that means that when...
Now, hold on here.
That means that when you're dating, you can never watch porn.
Now, hold on here. Hold on. We gotta write ourselves out of this corner. We don't exactly want to write ourselves out of things we don't want ourselves to be in when we get into relationships. To future girlfriends that we will probably never have. Here's a note to you.
A toast.
A toast. A note to you. We're gonna get so much flack for this in the future.
We could just, never include this part of the podcast and just keep going with the conversation.
We are at the longest podcast ever.
We might just cut this part out.
We're going to get to 2 hours. Holy crap. What are we at on that? Because it's probably going to die soon.
37 minutes. Hour 37.
It's going to die soon. Okay. Let's just say this.
Give your toast.
You can look at porn when in a relationship. It's not cheating. Because I know for a fact, people that I know do it. And their relationships. And we can apply math
No. There's
to
a difference between
relationships.
saying you can and it's acceptable.
Yes. Now,
Are you
I
saying...
I don't know what their I don't know what their relationship is. I don't know what their agreement is on the situation. I'm assuming it's okay because he gets away with it anyways. But obviously, every relationship's different. Our women will be different if we ever get any. If any woman ever looks at us and says, wow, those two are attractive.
And then she sees what kind of podcast we make. Well, interesting.
Do you think this is interesting? Talking about quantifying people?
Quantifying people.
That's what we're doing here. Quantifying social interactions.
No, I don't think that... I think it's interesting, but I don't think it's good.
I
don't think it's healthy.
It's fun.
I don't think it's a healthy mindset to be quantifying people. No.
Is it? Is it not healthy?
No.
That's another topic for another day. That's another video for another day. Any last words for the viewers?
I hope you had a good Valentine's Day and have a good night.
Yes, I hope you had lots of sex. In the meantime, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcast every other Friday, 2 p.m. Central Time. I'm thinking about moving it to the morning, and we'll talk about that after the podcast. And good night.